I didn't know till years later that the Bible actually teaches very clearly that we are not, this is in Deuteronomy, we are not to engage in what the Bible calls necromancy, which is the word for communication with the dead, or the Bible calls it familiar spirits. And the reason why is because the dead know not anything, Scripture says. They're in an unconscious state of sleep, waiting for the resurrection. And when human beings think they're communicating with familiar spirits, familial spirits, family members who have died, really what they're experiencing is contact with demonic forces.
My name is Israel, and I'm a Christian demonologist and paranormal researcher. There's a bit to unpack in what this guy said, so let's break it down bit by bit. We'll start with soul sleep. I really hate to burst theological bubbles here, but the ancient Near East did not believe in soul sleep whatsoever. Ancient Israel is a part of that world. I looked at the comment section here, and I noticed that people were objecting with one single story in the Bible, which is 1 Samuel 28. The witch of Endor that successfully brought Samuel out of Sheol. This is significant for a lot of reasons. For starters, the Bible never alludes to Samuel not being Samuel in 1 Samuel 28. Secondly, Samuel absolutely was considered a familiar spirit in this instance, and here's why. The dead know nothing, not because they're asleep, but because they are not on our plane of existence. Let's look at Isaiah chapter 19. This is verse 3 of chapter 19 of Isaiah. And the spirit of the Egyptians within them will be emptied out, and I will confound their counsel, and they will inquire of the idols, the sorcerers, the mediums, and the necromancers. That is the ESV. Now let's take a look at what the Septuagint says, because there's a lot more going on here. Verse 3 in the Septuagint says, they shall inquire of their gods and their images, and them that speak out of the earth, and them that have in them a divining spirit. Now the one out of the four, the very last one, the one with the divining spirit, it is also known as a spiritist, a wizard, and I'm forgetting the other one. I think another translation is fortune teller. The third one though, that one that speaks out of the earth is the familiar spirit. This is what Samuel would fall into. Now, number 3 and number 4, that's a big difference. Conjuring something in front of you versus allowing something to go into you. And if you want to take a fine-tooth comb through this, you can look at a lot of Heiser's work as well, and there are others that they show that there are non-human spirits and human spirits. And Scripture does not allude to human spirits being able to possess somebody. Now, why am I talking about this? Nobody was ever honest with me, and I was a ghost hunter for years. And I don't want the same for any of you, so I'll tell you the truth.